move on to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Finland, Alexander Stubb.
Thank you very much, Cyril, and thank you for the invitation. You know that Finns are famous for two things. One, they speak very shortly, and two, they love rules. And I hope I will stick to both. It's a great privilege to be here for the first time representing Finland. We've never been at a G20 meeting before, and we really appreciate the invitation. Jonas Störe and I both come from Nordic countries, and we once calculated that the Nordics would be G10. So perhaps I'll speak in that spirit. Cyril, for me, this meeting is very much a symbol of multilateralism. And what you are trying to do here is to bring a group of key countries together that have both demography and economy on their side. And you are doing it at a time when there clearly is a change in the world order, where I believe personally that the nexus of power is moving eastbound and southbound. And now I think all of us pretty much have a choice, and the choice is between multilateralism, which you are representing, and multipolarity. And these two things are very different. For me, multilateralism is about cooperation, it's about rules, it's about norms, and it's about institutions. I like these rules because they are the ones that bring exactly the thing that you have up there on the board: solidarity, equality, and sustainability. My big worry right now is that the world is moving more in a multipolar direction. And multipolarity, though it gives power to nation states as such, is problematic because it's more transactional. It's more about deals, and therefore it's more prone to conflict. There have been many excellent interventions here today about rules on trade, rules on the way in which we engage with each other. My biggest worry right now is that we are not seeing enough multilateralism in three key conflicts that have been raging around the world. One, Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine. Two, the situation in Gaza. And three, the situation in Sudan. So I hope that we lean towards multilateralism. And let me say, coming from a small country, what I believe the West should do in this. I think the West should understand that the multilateral institutions that were created after World War II and that were upheld after the Cold War, the power structure of them is right now unfair. It needs to be changed. We need to distribute power in a world that exists today, not the world that existed in 1945. That is the best way for us to drive multilateralism and get it back on track. Thank you very much. 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Thank you very much, President Stubb. You were just so precise, Alexandra. That's the Nordic spirit, I take it. We now go back to His Excellency President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, President of the Equatorial Guinea. We apologize for your mic having not worked as it should have, but please go ahead.
Sus Excelencias, Jefe de Estado y de Gobierno y Jefe de Delegaciones, distinguidos invitados, señoras y señores. Me dirijo a ustedes en nombre de la Comunidad Económica de los Estados de África Central.
There is still a problem for President Mbasogo. My apologies again, President. The technicians told me that they had fixed it, but it seems like they still need to do a little bit more work. And with that in mind, I will move on, and we will give you double the time. I will move on to His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Ireland, Mr. Michael Martin.
Thank you very much indeed, President Ramaphosa, and congratulations to you and to South Africa on your G20 presidency, the first on African soil. And your drive and commitment to using this important forum to tackle very important issues is deeply appreciated, and Ireland has been very honoured and privileged to have been in the position to work with you across all work streams over the past 12 months. Our world is ever more interconnected and interdependent, and working collaboratively is the best way we can serve our people. Our long-standing commitment to international law, multilateralism, and active engagement in international fora motivates us to advocate for an inclusive international system that leaves no one behind. And in that context, there is an urgent need to end war and conflict. War and conflict damages and undermines economy and economic growth. And in that context, there must be renewed efforts to end the illegal invasion of Ukraine by Russia and the war that has ensued, and also the horrors of Gaza and the appalling situation in Sudan. We must work very hard to end these wars in addition to the many other conflicts. Ireland advocates for economic growth to be inclusive, to be resilient, and to be environmentally sustainable. And our focus has always been on investment in human capital in terms of education and training as the key underpinning of economic growth into the future. Economic growth has to contribute to equality, to poverty reduction, and must align with international commitments on climate change and environmental protection. Ireland welcomes the G20 efforts that support inclusive growth on the African continent and beyond, seeing this as an endorsement of the Agenda 2030 commitment to reach the furthest behind first. Women's economic empowerment is crucially important as a direct pathway towards gender equality, poverty eradication, and inclusive economic growth. Ireland values policy interventions that support investment in local and regional value chains, which support quality jobs creation, raise living standards, and enhance resilience. Digital inclusion is a key enabler of a growing economy, and we're supportive of work to develop a fair and inclusive digital economy with effective rules for digital trade. Trade and investment need to create opportunities for those considered the furthest behind, particularly women and marginalised groups. And Ireland, along with the European Union, is committed to an open and rules-based multilateral trading system with a modernised WTO at its core. The rules and the standards that the WTO provides are crucial for all of us who depend on global trade and allow all trading nations to benefit. The stability and the predictability provided by the rules-based multilateral trading system is key in supporting sustainable development. It does have to, however, be modernised and must also address the impact of the increasing use of trade-distorting industrial policies. Growing debt servicing costs, as has been said, translates into reduction in many countries' expenditure on the core areas of health and education and social protection, again impacting their ability to reach the furthest behind first. Ireland supports the outcome of the Financing for Development Conference, the Seville Commitment, and we are supportive of the institutions and initiatives that assist countries with debt issues. And these include the G20, which has developed and is overseeing the implementation of the Common Framework for Debt Treatments, the Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable, and the Paris Club. And we continue to call, where appropriate, for reform and improvements of these institutions and initiatives. These priorities have guided our active engagement in the G20 this year, and we support South Africa in this endeavour. Thank you very much indeed, President.
Thank you. Thank you, Taoiseach. I now would like to go back to His Excellency, President Nguema Mbasogo. He will have been given a roving mic so that he can make his input. The fixed microphone does not seem to be working as well as it should. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Sus Excelencias, Jefe de Estado y de Gobierno y Jefe de Delegaciones, distinguidos invitados, señoras y señores. Me dirijo a ustedes en nombre de la Comunidad Económica de los Estados de África Central. Permítanme expresar mi agradecimiento a la República de Sudáfrica por su liderazgo y por el tema elegido para su presidencia del G20, a saber, solidaridad, igualdad y sostenibilidad. Esta cumbre de Johannesburgo tiene lugar en un momento en que la arquitectura de la economía mundial aumenta las desigualdades en lugar de reducirlas entre las naciones. Durante décadas, nuestros pueblos han soportado los costos de un sistema desproporcionalmente a unos pocos y castiga a los más vulnerables.